Alright guys, Red here. Welcome to Red's Resort. In this show we take a look at what's been happening around the verse, whether that be social media, Reddit, YouTube, etc. And then we'll take a wee look at what's coming from official sources as well, to give you a weekly Star Citizen summary. So last week we ran a giveaway for an Aztalan Galena set and a Starscape Zeus Explorer set. It's now time to draw the winners of that competition. We asked the question, what is your favourite ship paint in the game? So if the comment doesn't answer that question, we'll keep drawing until we get it. Good luck everyone, here we go. And the winner of the Aztalan set is Conrad Classy 4471. Congratulations dude. I'll message you to get your contact details and stuff, and I hope you enjoy your armour set. And the Zeus set winner is Cool. Again, well done. Should be a message waiting for you already, and I hope to see you both strutting your stuff around the verse one day. For next time, let's do some ship paints. Let's do the full cutter set, I think. All you have to do to enter is be subscribed, and tell me what your favourite ground vehicle is in the game in the comments below. I'll draw the winners next week, so good luck. Right, so as usual, let's head over to Reddit to see what those deviants have been up to this week. Let's start off with something from the new spring collection from Lens Nation. Here we have the ever handsome Idris Elba sporting this fabulously bold and meticulously angled headwear. Definitely going to make a huge impact when it explodes into the verse at dealerships this year. Truly is a revolutionary new look for the cosmopolitan scene in Stanton. I'm sorry. This one is sure to be a big hit. Staying in that vein, up next we have a short clip from The Mag, simply titled That Recoil. And in the shot we can see the Idris on the ground with a lot of debris around, but when it fires, that back blast is absolutely incredible. The ship is absolutely terrifying, honestly. I can't wait to see this in actual use against other big ships. If the game holds together, it's going to be epic. Cassius Foe put up this really nice rendition of the Gladiator in Lego form. I really need to try out this ship. It's been on the cards too long, but I always just end up spending my credits elsewhere. I've heard good things though, but these master builder dudes really are next level. I'm assuming they just make up where the parts go as they go along. I mean, if I did that, I'm pretty certain it would not go well. It would probably end up looking like a kicked-in lunchbox. Either way, this is cool dude. You can tell there's a ton of time and effort and love went into this. Chris221 was trying to see what sort of ships would fit inside the Idris hangar. Now, I'm pretty sure some of these are definitely a stretch to be honest, such as the Ares, Redeemer, F8C, I'm not sure what else, but it should still definitely give you a good idea what might fit on the smaller end. I honestly didn't realise the hangar was even this big to be honest, and even just getting a couple of Hawks and Gladiators in there would be ideal, not gonna lie. A couple of Sabres even. And it's going to be crazy when there's crews of people scrambling fighters and stuff under combat situations. I really hope that there's just a big button on the bridge that says Red Alert and sends everyone to battle stations. We are truly, at this point, very close to living the dream. Buggy's back again with some fan-made ship skins, this time for the Idris, and I had no choice but to show these. I honestly can't get enough of stuff like this. I am definitely such a sucker for nice paints. And I don't even bother with ships to be honest, but I get a bit crazy when it comes to the paints. And Buggy is just hitting all the right buttons with these skins. Loving this orange and black dude, as usual. All links below for anybody who wants to see these up close and check out more of Buggy's work. Another cool artwork from Slash Matrix. This is a really nicely done Ninetales Jolly Roger. You got the hammerhead coming out on one side and a buccaneer coming out on the other with a smashed caterpillar intersecting it. And that's just minted. Really nice work dude. Would make a really nice t-shirt or mouse mat or something. Flag perhaps, I don't know. PraedythArray. Wow, what a name. Posted this little meme. there was also the full version. For every cool, awesome display of skill, there are probably dozens of these harsh reality checks. And then the whole regen and ship claim and setting things back up, worth their weight in gold, honestly. Did you guys know you can look at the inside of a Coda magazine and see how many bullets are remaining? Nice catch, Vagrant. This game is just nuts sometimes. Arno H7 put up a small tutorial about how to disable comm beacons now that they are a total pain in the ass. Basically, the problem seems to be the normal blind spots not working. So his solution was to use a stealth ship. In this case, he uses the Hornet Ghost with most stuff disabled, and he manages to get in close. The other way is he parks 12 kilometers away and does the journey on a grav bike. So, some very useful tips there if you're desperate to get the comms down so you can get up to your usual devious little mischiefs without repercussions. Last up on Reddit was this. This was a concept for the Retaliator medical module, and it's just Gib. Gib now. This would be a dream come true. This plus a living area, so I can have a stealth ambulance caravan fortress thing. And the gold pass has just begun on the tally, more info on that a bit later, but the medical module wasn't mentioned, so I'm not sure if this is still on the cards, but it is very, very nice. Over on Twitter there was a conversation where GFA was asking about getting an Ornithopter in the game from the Dune movies. Disco Lando jumped into the convo to point out that one of the vehicle's art team for Star Citizen, George Hull, was responsible for that Ornithopter design, as well as a few others. This was the guy that designed the Reclaimer and the Orion, and you can probably tell, to be honest. Look at these floodlights, for example. Crazy, right? This is such a cool little detail to know. Right, over to YouTube now. First off, Lens Nation is back with another machinima.
I bet there is a conspiracy here. I mean, it has to be, right? I mean, we have to get to the bottom of this. Talk to more people, you know?
Oh! Somebody shot me!
What?
What's that?
We love this guy, honestly, and he's been rounding up helpers to help him film these things. So, if you ever wanted to have a Star Citizen acting career, I'll leave his Discord below as well. So this one is about what a day in the life of a Nine-Tails pirate is like. Just being trapped in bunkers, waiting to be shot and looted. And as is usually the case at this point, it's absolutely genius and genuinely hilarious. It's like a bunch of different little skits, each with a different take on bunker life. You're absolutely going to love it. This is from the same guy that done the Top Hanger episodes just recently. Seriously underviewed and subscribed, and also I'm pretty sure there's a C1 on giveaway over there. So get your ass over there and tell him I sent you.
I mean, I'm okay with the naked part, but you know we don't ride the elevators.
Sir, that was a player. He knocked me out, tractor beamed me on the elevator and looted everything. I swear I didn't ride the elevator.
Okay, that sort of explains it.
Love you, boys. Mwah.
Next up was a discussion about drones from a channel called Dawn Stealer. That's also a really cool name, by the way. I really hope nobody steals that, cause, you know, it would look really good on the side of a 600i. Anyway, there's not a lot out there about drones. Nothing much official anyway, but CIG have definitely said they'd be in the game. And the Carrack and Reclaimer and Orion etc. are all supposed to have this ability. So they are defo intended to be a thing at some point. This video takes that and just runs with it into mild speculation territory and tries to imagine what that's going to look like when it finally comes in. And there's some surprising implications when you really start to consider the possibilities. Obviously, if it's on a Reclaimer, then we know that the intention is to have game loop specific drones, as these would have to be salvage related. So Dawn Stealer runs with that, as well as what's been mentioned by CIG, and comes up with some definite food for thought. Medical drones are supposed to be on the Apollo, for example. And given the focus on RSI CIG have been doing recently, maybe we could see them coming with the Apollo first, as some sort of remote piloted medilift. Obviously that's pure speculation, but it looks like there's a lot of drones planned for almost every career path in the game, so there's definitely a lot of ideas to chew on. Anyway, I don't want to spoil any more of his vid, so get over there if this is something that interests you. Next up was an absolutely blinding little machinima by Wallander called Shamrock. It's got a nice military infiltration combat sort of focus to it, and it's absolutely tight as hell. It's pretty short, but there's a lot packed in there. I like that they've not shied away from filming it at night. Some nice gags in too, everything just flows really well. Super cool ending to it as well, which is really just a nice little chef's kiss. Definite talent here, and I love how this was approached. 100% recommend. Thanks to the guys over at Wallander for letting me show just this little clip here. I really appreciate it. Next up, we've got Phase 1 Gaming Redefined with the 600i rework. This is an excellent recap of all that's been mentioned and presented in the past. It's got all the art and render images you could possibly shake a stick at. Phase 1 gives the full rundown of everything that's to be expected when CIG eventually gets round to this. And since it's been some time since this info came out, this is a really nice refresher on everything that was proposed. In fact, over on Phase 1's channel, you can get a bit of everything really. You can get all your news and event coverage, and I also noticed he had done a little machinima that I had missed as well. The underlying premise here is about a character running into unsolicited contact with an AI. There's a nice little investigation in the run-up, and I'm pretty intrigued to find out where this goes. This was only episode 1 in the series, so I'm looking forward to how this plays out. But yeah, Phase 1 is out here, putting the rest of us content creators to shame with his multi-domain coverage of all aspects of Star Citizen. Appreciate the work, dude. 07. Loudguns, who a lot of you may already know as the guy with the best intro on the internet, put out a video recently titled Keeping the Lights On. It was an exploration of how Star Citizen will keep itself afloat after launch, a pretty controversial topic to say the least, and no matter what they do, it's guaranteed to make some people unhappy and likely incur a few downsides along the way. He goes through all the possible outcomes from keeping selling ships, to microtransactions, to subscriptions and battle passes. Seriously constructive and thorough arguments for and against each one in true Loudgun style. Honestly, couldn't ask for more. Loads of stuff you never would have considered, from the average knee-jerk reaction to hearing something like subscription model. Definitely worth a visit, this one. It's something the player base should definitely be paying a lot more attention to and asking about going forward. Okay, time for the screenshot showcase now. We got this epic hull C shot by Andrew MI66. Absolute pillar of the community, this guy, by the way. Twice now, he's saved me in the game and helped me out, and I just keep finding him all over the place. Love this shot, dude. This 100i screenshot by Yannick definitely meets the criteria for wallpaper worthy also. Not sure how this one was done, I only know that it is off the big epic. Got an Orc Paladin next by Tito. Love this, Tito. Would be really nice as a phone wallpaper. Again, I've no idea how these are done. Some absolute optical wizardry, no doubt. Last one this week is this Hammerhead by Irmdal. Dude is on fire right now, honestly. Get all these added to your wallpaper rotation folder so that even when you're not Star Citizening, you can still be Star Citizening hard as hell. Before we go any further, I'd like to take a second to thank the channel members Nils Gerdes and Spacecraft. These are the guys that are responsible for funding the little giveaways we do in the channel, so it's very much appreciated, guys. If you know anyone looking to get into Star Citizen, please use one of the referral codes on screen now. If you'd like to become a member or Patreon, you'll find all the info in the description, where you can also bag yourself up to 3 extra entries into the giveaway. Okay, now we got some leak stuff to go over real quick, and after that we'll be talking about the official news that's occurred. This is about the point I'll lose some people, and that's no problem, of course. Normally you either know it already, or listening to someone read a website isn't the best use of your time. I can't argue with that, but I always do appreciate you stopping by. For those who might have missed it, or just want things quickly recapped, I'm just going to rattle through these and hit all the main points. Links will be in the description for further reading. Okay, for the leaks, we've got some event flair. Now somebody's going to need to tell me what these are and how you would get them. Item flair, drink, screw top tumbler. Boast about your trip to the UEE's most exclusive and elusive destination, Magnus 4. While some still question if the planet actually exists, this refillable water bottle is irrefutable proof that you've absolutely been there. So, like, is Magnus 4 an arena commander map or something? Because the Magnus system in the lore only has 3 planets. I feel like I'm probably missing a joke here, to be honest. And there's another water bottle here, a quantum version. Unscrewing the lid produces an eerie blue light. Yeah, so if you've got ideas on this, let me know. Then we had the character customizer settings. I'm just going to put this on the screen in case you want to pause it. Looks like the whole character customizer with colour gradients and freckles and facial hair is all in. Looks like saving them is in there as well. Okay, at this point I lost the audio for the rest of the recording, so this has had to be re-recorded on a separate day, so if my voice sounds strange and different, that's the reason. But anyway, the next one is a big one, the Hornet F7A Mark II and the Hornet F7C Mark II. Ushering in a new age of space superiority, Anvil Aerospace has re-engineered the celebrated Hornet for the next generation of fighter combat. Purpose-built for the UEE Navy, the F7A Hornet Mark II maintains the spirit of the original while incorporating even more powerful offensive capabilities. And for the F7C Hornet Mark II, it says, takes the latest battlefield upgrades and makes them available to private pilots across the Empire. The fighter features an improved power system utilised by an overhauled weapon and missile package. So, yeah. Make of that what you will. But it looks like we're going to be seeing these pretty soon, possibly involving some sort of event. And I think I just heard a few wallets weeping inconsolably somewhere. Quasi-grazer or space cows? Yes, it is time. Copian, which is a fast carnivorous animal. Dogs, just dogs. And a webhound. That's all it says, just webhound. And to be honest, these are by far the things I'm most excited about. Caves with scary stuff in them would make me a very happy citizen. Then we had some bind controls for the map, including set marker and add marker name, plot route, etc. There was possible reference to cargo missions for Kovalex and Redwind, a big bunch of mini-maps for locations and ships in the game, and the only major city missing so far was Microtech, but I'm sure it will make it in time. But there's loads of ships and stuff, rest stops, that sort of thing. These are going to be some monumental changes to the game. Distribution centres have got some missions added, various delivery, eliminate all, and some missing person cases by the looks of things. And there was mention of some R&D for biome exploration _jungle, so I wonder what that's about. There's been some hands-on with the new in-house upscaling anti-aliasing technology, CIG-TSR. Apparently it's better than FSR in terms of avoiding artifacts and ghosting. It's very slightly less performant than FSR though. In case you didn't know somehow, people have been jumping between Stanton and Pyro for the first time. And there was also tests running at up to 400 player caps as well. I've heard the performance on that is exactly what you'd expect. Also, apparently you can see other players in the jump tunnel to Pyro, and also you can shoot at them. That's unexpected. I think in my head I thought this was just going to be a loading screen substitute. So this is really cool. I guess I just never really stopped to think about it. In the monthly report, the Retaliator Gold Standard is at Greybox Gate Review, and the bombing, cargo and base modules are also progressing well. Notice the lack of medical module mentioned in there. I'm sure it's fine. 2 unannounced vehicles passed Lot 0 gate review and moved into final development, where they will receive damage meshes. The RSI Zeus is approaching the end of Greybox. In ISC, we learned we'd be able to hide the F prompts that pop up on screen when we want to interact with stuff. We're also getting zoomable scopes, so you'll be able to zoom between 8 and 16 times, and 4 and 8 likely. Players will now auto-crouch when looting if the item is on the floor. You'll be forced out of prone if you try and perform actions like melee, and around 90% of the ship archetypes have been completed for master modes, with more refined tuning being done before release. Heat gameplay was also added. Things will need coolant now if necessary and will degrade if overheated. Life support is now fully integrated into the resource network, with the life support generator and tank now functional. Radar and scanning has had a refactor and will now combine the data so it's shared across all operators. This means the turrets won't have to scan for their own targets now. Arena commander modes that will have engineering enabled are at the go no go stage, so you can say crew an M2 or something with all the engineering enabled and fight another crew, I'm assuming. Reputation based hostility is starting to make an appearance so that if you're being attacked, then nearby allies or security will intervene, unless of course you're not allies with them, in which case they won't help. Also, salvage is probably getting nerfed as well, by the way, just putting that out there. It's likely going to be brought in line with other game loops, was pretty much the exact words. The Vulcan team is looking at possibly moving shader compilation to startup to avoid hitching while playing, and then later on possibly moving the whole thing to the patching process. We will likely see support for implementing GPU upscaling, including DLSS, FSR and this in-house TSR solution. There will likely be an update to the volumetric cloud technology to improve overall visual quality, including the addition of volumetric shadows as well as the implementation of ground fog. And that's the end of your weekly Star Citizen summary. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Big thanks again to my Patreons and channel members. Remember, you can join if you would like a couple of extra entries into the competitions and your referral code on screen. And hopefully I'll see you next week. 07 guys. Put up a small tutorial about how to disable Comm. Arno H7 put up a small tutorial. Arno H7 put up a small tutorial about fucking fuck. So that even when you're not Star Citizening, you can still be Star Citizening hard as hell. Who writes this shit? You can still be Star Citizening